Alright, so starting in this corner. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Down. Oh, no, went up. Like that. Alright.
So it's absolutely simple what I have to say to you. It's what my teacher said to me. And I'm still deeply discovering the reverberation of that. And it's simply stop looking for what you want. Not cynically stop looking for what you want. Because there's a way of stopping looking for what you want in resignation and cynicism and closing down. But innocently, openly, stop looking for what you want in this moment. Not tomorrow when you have it. But in this moment, to take one moment, whatever it is you want, however mundane or profound, and just stop looking for it. And you will find more than what you could ever want. Because more than what can be wanted is already who you are. It's too simple to be grasped, but absolutely, completely realizable. If, and it is a huge if, of course,
Mismatched
you are
quotes.
willing to give up your hope that what you want will be found in the next thought, or the next activity, or the next day, or the next man, or the next woman, or the next teaching, or the next experience. So that's huge. That's the challenge. And I've blessedly traveled to Australia to challenge you in that direction, that directionless direction.
Australia does that too.
It's so simple that it has to be said over and over, because it just slips right by the mind. And if it's said over and over and in enough ways and then not said, it can just be revealed. Not as something new, but as something absolutely fresh. Not new, but fresh. Who you are is not new, but it is always fresh. Who you think you are is old and dead. We just keep trying to think it a little better, squeeze some life. Is that clear? It is? Because that's really the basis of what I have to say. It's not a teaching. It's not a belief system. It's not a way to live your life. It's not a should stop.
Mismatched quotes.
It's not an if you stop, you will be rich and famous and universally loved
Trade
and
quotes and
never have a
current
sad
quotes
moment.
living together.
None of that, I promise. But if you're willing to investigate for yourself without believing it or learning it or hoping to get something from it, just a pure investigation out of the natural curiosity of the human mind, just to investigate for yourself what is here when I stop trying to get anything. And how much of that is here? And where does that begin? And where does that end? And then the question, am I willing to trust that? And then the challenges get very big. But we'll get to that later.
Uh-huh.
Any questions about what I just said? Want me to say it again? You already are everything you want, only maybe not in the way you imagine what you want. And it's that imagination itself that keeps you from discovering that you already are everything you want. So if you just take this evening as an experiment to give up any imagination, any image of what you need to be totally fulfilled, just give it up. It's just an image, just a thought. Maybe a spiritual thought, maybe a worldly thought, a relationship thought, career thought. Just give it up. And directly discover what's here, unthought, unimagined. How's that? Good. Good.
That is probably the most unpleasant way I've heard that framed in a long time. Like, a lot of the philosophers are going to tell you that, that desire is going to lead to suffering, as the kind of the Buddhist idea or the Stoic idea of just your expectations kind of, you're not hoping for what's really going to happen. You're hoping for what you want is going to happen. And so you kind of need to remember that reality isn't necessarily going to work out that way. And that's in Christianity too. It's like, you can't just worry about what's going to happen. It's not going to, the actual worrying about it isn't going to change it. It's what you actually do. Without being in the mind space, you can still do it without it destroying you. But just the way that was put is just not quite right for me. Alright. I see cables. What are we connected to over here? Camouflage. Okay. Well, that one goes in the rock, so let's see where they come from. Oh. Is this... That's not space. There's one up there, which means presumably that I can get up there, as indeed we can. Oh, here we go. You look like an introductory Can I do that the other way? No. Interesting. Can I do this? No. What is happening that tells me that I do it that way? Like, it doesn't look like anything obvious like the tree shapes like it was last time. That bird cheeping, that better not be it. Hmm. Oh no. This is a musical puzzle. I can't do music puzzles. Okay, so I know two of them are different. So are those higher pitches then? Deep? Nope. Oh wait. There are three pitches involved. This is gonna kill me. Okay, is it like that? Okay. Okay, so that's two, and then okay, I'm not sure if the last two are the same or not. Well, not the last two, these two. Nope. Was it a low pitch? No. Ah. No. Is that? Okay, so those two are not the same. Is it like that? No. Oof. Okay, so I'm most sure about those two. How is it not this? Grr. Are they? I really don't want to have to brute force these, but well, I really don't want to brute force these. I'm going to go somewhere else. Alright, this is a mechanical change in the world. What's going to happen when I do this? Okay. Yeah, you said that. Ooh. Oh. I've seen this area at all. That is something. Let's check it out. If I can. Ah, come on. Another one of them obelisks. Alright, well, got stuff going on over there too. Let's check this out first. Cool. Keep branching those paths. Statues, I tell you. Goblet. Oh.
O Lord God, helper of those who seek you, I see you in the garden of paradise, and I do not know what I see, because I see nothing visible. I know this alone, that I know that I do not know what I see, and that I can never know. I do not know how to name you, because I do not know what you are. Should anyone tell me that you are named by this or that name, by the fact that one gives a name, I know that it is not your name. For the wall beyond which I see you is the limit of every mode of signification by names. Should anyone express any concept by which you could be conceived, I know that this concept is not a concept of you. For every concept finds its boundary at the wall of paradise. Should anyone express any likeness and say that you ought to be conceived according to it, I know in the same way that this is not a likeness of you. So too, if anyone, wishing to furnish the means by which you might be understood, should set forth an understanding of you, one is still far removed from you. For the highest wall separates you from all these and secludes you from everything that can be said or thought, because you are absolute from all the things that can fall within any concept. Nicholas of Cusa, 1453.
I don't know why we like Nicholas of Cusa again. Also, maps don't have to look anything like the territory. They don't have to be mistaken for the territory to be helpful enough in giving you an idea of the territory. And if you really thought that all maps of God were entirely unreliable, then you have no way of knowing that God would be something you wanted to pursue in the first place. Alright, so let's see what this hidden temple is doing. And kind of... Yep. Oh. Has this been on the side of town the whole time? Alright. We got a back door. Let's go back around to the other side that looked like it had more going on. Yeah. Some kind of tile. Some sort of... Are these lanterns or are they low-hanging fruit? I think they're lanterns. Or certainly artificial at any rate. Artificially suspended. Oh. Okay. Place is certainly falling apart. But let's go inside. At least, assuming that that's what this does. Who doubles doors this way? All right. Okay. You see some screens. Oh. You see some obvious clue branches. But how do we turn things on? Is it you? Oh. 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 Is there a way I can get higher up to... If I can climb on top of this place, if I can get a bird's eye view that'll let me clear this, just to make sure... Yeah. I cannot activate it the other way. Alright. So how do I get up? if indeed that is what I do. Trees that I can climb. Oh, the laser's inside the box. Okay. Hold on. You're a puzzle of some kind. Yeah, I didn't figure out how to solve those. Because there was one inside the church, too. I just tried that. Is it? I am trying to replicate the background elements of this lattice, but I don't think that's how this works. Like, I can't just do that. Does it look different from the other side? Can I tell? The other one didn't either. Yeah, I have no clue. Gonna have to figure that out. Alright, I don't think I can do anything with this area yet either. Where is my boat with a map on it? Yeah, I can get to a boat from here. Oof. No, it doesn't look like they're gonna make it easy for me. Alright. So, since I can't point and look at this map at the same time. Alright, so there's tree area, which is the temple, I guess. And then up and down Wiggly, which is the bird song. Okay, and those are the lab area with the colored lights. So we've already done that. We've already done everything on this side. I did... Not entirely sure how many of these I did. I did the one with light and shadow. Yeah, and I did the one with whatever that is again. This one I'm not remembering now. I'll go take a look. Wait, no. No, that was the actual, the mazes on the floor. Yeah. Okay, so these two areas are pretty much the only areas I have left. Which means I'm going to have to figure them out one way or another. Oh. Hi, look at that. That's just an area that looks like a thing that needs to be opened. Oh, hey. I should be able to open some of these now since I know a little more about what's going on. But they're going to sit here and look impossible like one of the other ones we looked at earlier was, then that's not going to help. Not like that, but that's not going to work because it put the black and the white together. So that actually... Oh. Oh. That should not be hard. So like if I do this, that fulfills all of the yellow 2 blocks, but that doesn't fulfill the black block that needs to stand alone. Like that would be perfect. I do that. And then somehow do... No, that's not going to work. Oh. Okay, that's obviously not going to work. So, like, theoretically, I don't have to worry about the top portion, because I can just rope it off that way. Unless it's involved in solving the bottom half. Like, if I could do that, that would solve it. Oh. Oh, here we go. Do that, that solves it. And then this. Okay. The black one is separate from all the white ones. Everything else fits. Yeah. Ooh. What? not connected to anything. What's it going to do? Okay. I don't know. We've seen that one. Right. And also, by the way, that this the map on the boat doesn't list anything as pertaining to this town area. Maybe there isn't anything that I actually have to do here. I'll take a look again. We already determined this one was probably impossible, and the other one was ridiculous. Yeah, whatever. Okay, back to the other side. Ooh. Two more things being done on the bottom here. Oh. Is this a hint to something else? How do I get into this? You don't. Once we figure out that. Which I still have no idea what that is. Come on. Like, maybe these broken areas are a hint? Oh, but if they are, then I'm not sure what I can actually do. Because if these mean I can't go... No. Any other possibilities with this? Nope, don't know. I forget what was up here other than a view. Oh, did I listen to this one?
Oh, my God. How does it happen in this poor old world? That thou art so great, and yet nobody finds thee. That thou callest so loudly, and nobody hears thee. That thou art so near, and nobody feels thee. That thou givest thyself to everybody, and nobody knows thy name. Men flee from thee, and say they cannot find thee. They turn their backs and say they cannot see thee. They stop their ears and say they cannot hear thee. Hans Dank, circa 1520.